What I'm about to tell you today is the missing link into why many didn't heal. It also explains why Angelina Jolie did not have to remove her breasts, and many women follow suit. They actually just needed to balance their hormones.
Meet Dr. Barbara O'Neill, an Australian health teacher who believes in using food as medicine and is popularly known for her focus on the body's natural healing potential. She will teach us on how to curb cancer and diseases by ensuring a balance in the body's hormonal system. In today's video, we'll look at the various substances that distort the body's hormonal balance and how to eliminate their effect in the body.
Sometimes a hormonal imbalance is the missing link. I've had people say to me, but Barbara, I'm going to bed early, I'm drinking all my water, I'm exercising every day, I'm eating a plant-based diet. They're ticking all the boxes, and then when I investigate, I find out they have a hormonal imbalance.
Dr. Barbara O'Neill suggests that if you've diligently followed all her advice on combating cancer, as outlined in our previous video, and you still haven't seen the desired results, you should consider the possibility of a hormonal imbalance. First, let's take a look at the symptoms of a hormonal imbalance in females.
Some of the symptoms of a female having a hormonal imbalance are early periods, but on a whole, the average beginning of the menstruation traditionally was around 16. Today, we're getting young girls getting their periods at 9 years of age. Another symptom of a hormonal imbalance is very heavy periods, painful periods, also premenstrual tension.
Dr. Barbara teaches that depression could be a sign of a thyroid problem or heart problem in females and is suggestive of a hormonal imbalance.
Also, fibroids in the uterus, cysts on the ovaries, polycystic ovarian syndrome, polyps in the uterus, cervical polyps, cervical cancers, lumps in the breast, fibrous tissue in the breast cancer, uterine cancer. These can all be symptoms of a hormonal imbalance.
Next, we'll see the signs of a hormonal imbalance in males.
With a male, low sperm count can be a symptom. Also, inability to hold an erection, it's called PD, penile dysfunction. The current figures in Australia are 50% of men over the age of 40 are struggling with this one. Also, prostate problems. Prostate problems is a result of a hormonal imbalance.
Causes of hormonal imbalance.
So let's have a look at what throws the hormones out of balance.
Number 1, contraceptive pills.
1957, the first contraceptive pill was introduced to women. The 1960s is called the sexual revolution. Women wanted to be able to have sex without having babies. And so the contraceptive pill was introduced. What is the pill? The pharmaceutical companies grow acres and acres of Mexican wild yam. In a laboratory, the plant chemical that's in Mexican wild yam is extracted, and in a laboratory it's converted to progesterone. It's called progesterone because it has an identical molecular structure to the progesterone that the body makes. But the pharmaceutical company can't patent that. You know, they can't patent sodium bicarbonate either. So they have to change it. They have to create something else. So they come up with, they add a few more atoms to that progesterone and come up with synthetic estrogen, add a few more atoms and come up with a synthetic progesterone.
Dr. Barbara teaches that the synthetic estrogen and progesterone in the contraceptives result in estrogen dominance and progesterone deficiency. Estrogen dominance causes increased cell proliferation and results in fibroids in the uterus, cysts on the ovaries, endometriosis, and breast cancer. The progesterone deficiency is responsible for postnatal depression and premenstrual tension.
One writer in Australia, she claims that the pill has caused the mass murder of millions of women.
Number 2, meat and its products.
So meat and its products are also another source of hormone-disrupting substances coming into the human body.
Number 3, plastics.
What causes plastic to be soft? It's because they have a chemical in it called nonylphenol. A nonylphenol keeps the plastic soft. There's also bisphenol A, called BPA. Estrogen contains a phenyl ring, and that phenyl ring is the key that unlocks the door to get estrogen into the estrogen receptor site in the cell. So can you see that these plastics with their phenols in them have an estrogen effect on the body?
Dr. Barbara advises that due to the impact of plastics on altering estrogen balance in the body, it's preferable to use bisphenol-free plastics for beverages, or even better, opt for glass or stainless steel containers. Number 4, chemicals.
Chemicals, and probably one of the worst chemicals. And the reason why it's the worst is because to kill the plant, it actually has an effect on the plant's hormones. It's called glyphosate.
Roundup is a chemical used to kill the leafy part of plants so that it's easy to harvest the fruits or seeds. It's commonly used by potato farmers, but has been directly linked to many cases of cancer. Herbicides and pesticides used by farmers also have an effect on the food and end up resulting in hormonal imbalance and increase the risk of cancer among consumers.
One more point, clothes. Clothes can have chemicals in them if you're washing your clothes in a laundry detergent that contains chemicals. But there are 3 fabrics that are made really from plastic. One is polyester, acrylic, and nylon.
Dr. Barbara O'Neill warns to be careful of clothes made of polyester, acrylic, and nylon because they are made of plastics and have ability to distort estrogen balance in the body. She advises the use of clothes made of cotton instead, as they are made from natural plants. However, she also stresses that when you buy a cloth made of cotton, ensure to dry it outside for at least a day to remove the effect of the chemicals used to spray the plants in the farm, thus preventing their effect on our bodies. She also encourages the use of clothes made from wool, silk, rayon, viscose, bamboo, and modal. So, how do we ensure hormonal balance?
Number 1, eliminate anything that could interfere with the balancing of the hormones. Stop the pill. Stop HRT.
Dr. Barbara advises that you stop the use of contraceptive pills and hormone replacement therapy. She advises the use of natural methods of contraception instead, such as withdrawal method or coitus interruptus, use of condoms, barrier method, observing basal body temperature, ovulation prediction kits, and observing cervical mucus change.
Eliminate the meat in its product. If you want to eat meat in its product, must be organic. Get the plastics out of the home. I think that's impossible to totally eliminate it, but just as much as possible. You can start with your clothes, start with what your body's exposed to, start with what your drinking bottle is, what you're storing your food in. One of the worst is hot food into a plastic takeaway container. And I think most people know that those drink bottles, when they're in the car on a hot day and you drink that bottle, you're getting a blast of these xenoestrogens. So just being mindful of all of those little bits and pieces. Number 2, our liver has the ability to detoxify us from environmental poisons and excess estrogen.
The liver plays a vital role in removing excess estrogens from the body. Consuming foods that support liver function helps maintain hormonal balance in the body.
The liver takes the excess estrogen down one of 2 pathways. There's the hydroxy-2 pathway and there's the hydroxy-16 pathway. If it goes down the hydroxy-2 pathway, it's out. That's what we want. But if it comes down the hydroxy-16 pathway, it can come in 100 times worse. So I'll call it highway 2 and highway 16. And there are some foods and herbs that will stimulate highway 2 and inhibit highway 16. One is the cabbage family. It can be as simple as eating something from the cabbage family every day.
Dr. Barbara advises that vegetables such as cabbage, broccoli, kale, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts help to promote the hydroxy-2 pathway and inhibit the hydroxy-16 pathway and enhance the removal of the excess estrogen by the liver, thus maintaining hormonal balance. She also encourages the use of vitamins B6, B9, and B12, which are very good in the maintenance of hormonal balance in the body.
Point number 3 is applying a yam cream.
When you apply yam cream on your skin, it gets absorbed by fat cells and kickstarts the production of cholesterol, which is like the mother hormone. This boost in cholesterol production helps regulate the levels of progesterone and estrogen, keeping your hormones balanced. This balance is crucial for both men and women, as it helps prevent the risk of cancer development. To apply yam cream, squeeze a small amount onto your fingertip up to the nail bed, then apply it to areas like the elbows, inner thighs, abdomen, or chest. It's important to switch up where you apply it each time to achieve optimal results. Typically, it's used for 3 weeks to 1 month. Yam cream is beneficial for treating thyroid issues and is highly effective in addressing hormonal imbalances.